I request our guests, all the dignitaries, to kindly come on the stage.
फॉर्मल प्रोग्राम है थोड़ा सा।
And others. It also allows students to be agile and fit. That only increases the concentration in academics and the willingness to perform better in any field. The glory of sports comes from dedication, determination and desire. To build greater confidence, self-esteem and obtain a healthy body, one should participate in sports.
निकाल दे अपने दिल से हर डर को, नज़ारे मिलेंगे नए फिर तेरी नज़र को। दामन भर जाएगा सितारों से तेरे, ये दुनिया देखेगी तब तेरे उभरते हुनर को। Good morning, one and all. We are delighted to welcome you today at Annual Sports Fest 2022 organized by MATES. We are fortunate to have among us today the Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Sudhakar Ji, Additional District Magistrate, Northwest Delhi, and Shri Shehzad Alam, SDM Rohini. I would also like to mention special thanks to Dr. Nandkishore Garg, Founder, Chief Advisor MATES, Shri Vineet Kumar Lohia, Chairman MATES, Shri S.P. Agarwal, Retired IAS Executive Chairman, Shri T.R. Garg, General Secretary, for their constant support. We are also delighted to welcome Shri Mohan Garg Ji, Joint Secretary, General Secretary, Shri Gyanendra Shrivastava, Chief Executive MATES, Professor M.L. Goyal, Vice Chairman, Academics. And we are also delighted to welcome our Sports Committee members, Shri Amarnath Jindal Ji, Convener, Sports Committee, Shri Umesh Kumar Gupta Ji, Shri Anil Roshan Lal Agarwal Ji, Shri Ajay Kumar Gupta, Shri Vivek Garg Ji, Shri Sudesh Kumar Goyal Ji, Shri Ankur Gupta Ji, and also Professor Neelam Sharma, Director MATES, Professor S.K. Garg, Director General MAMES, Professor Ravi Gupta, Director MAME, Dr. Rajni Dingra Malhotra, Principal Law Department, Professor S.S. Deswal, Dean Academics, all the HODs, fellow faculty members, staff, and my dear students, and all the requested honorable trustees. Moving on, it's time to welcome our chief guest. I would request Professor Neelam Sharma Ma'am, Director MATES, to present sampling to our chief guest, Shri Sudhakar Ji. So we have a delay. We will start with the sapling ceremony. I request Professor Neelam Sharma Ma'am, Director MATES, to present sampling to Shri Sudhakar Ji, Additional Director Magistrate, Northwest Delhi. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Shri M.L. Goyal Ji, Vice Chairman Academics, to present shawl to Shri Sudhakar Ji. A big round of applause. Thank you, sir. Now I request Shri Amarnath Jindal Ji, Convener Sports Committee, to present memento to Shri Sudhakar Ji. We are just waiting for our guest, so there will be a short delay of 2 minutes. SP Agarwal. Now, I request Professor Neelam Sharma, Director Mates, to present Sapling to Shri Amarnath Jindal ji, Convener Sports. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I will request Professor Ravi Gupta, Director Mates, to present Sapling to Shri Mohan Kumar Garg ji, Joint General Secretary. Thank you, sir. Now, I will request Professor S.S. Deswal, Dean Academics, to present Sapling to Professor M.L. Goel, Vice Chairman, Academics. Thank you, sir. I will request Professor Neelam Sharma, Director Mates, to present Sapling to Shri Vivek Garg ji, Board Treasurer Mates. Thank you, sir. Now I will request Mr. Anil Dhaiya, Coordinator, Sports Fest, to present Sapling to Gyanendra Srivastav, Chief Executive Mates. Thank you, sir.
It's time for the introduction of this fest. I would like to request Shri Anil Kumar Dhaiya, Convener Sports Fest, to kindly introduce us all with the sports events to be held during Annual Sports Fest 2022.
Thank you, ma'am. Greetings, everyone. I welcome you all to Annual Sports Fest Sports 2022. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the dignitaries present here today. First of all, I extend heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Sri Sudhakar, ADM Northwest Delhi, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. Dr. Nandkishore Garg, Founder, Chairman and Chief Advisor Mates, for being inspirational, sportive and main driving force behind the whole event. Sri Vinit Kumar Lohia, Chairman, Sri SP Agarwal, Executive Chairman, Sri TR Garg, General Secretary, Professor ML Goel, Vice Chairman Academics, Sri Mohan Garg, Joint General Secretary, and other trustees of MATE. You all have always been a great motivational force behind us. A very special thanks to our sports committee of MATEs, Sri Amarnath Jindal, Sri Umesh Kumar Gupta, Sri Anil Roshanlal Agarwal, Sri Ajay Kumar Gupta, Sri Vivek Garg, Sri Sudesh Kumar Goel, Sri Ankur Gupta. With your blessing and grace, we are able to make this event happen. Professor Neelam Sharma, Director MATE, and Professor S.S. Deswal, Dean Academics MATE, you both have been great mentor and always been a torch barrier for us. I extend my warm greetings to all HODs, faculty members, staff members, and dear students. I heartily thank our sponsor, Campus, for sponsoring this sports fest. After a break of unprecedented and challenging duration of 2 years, this event had brought joy, entertainment, and sportsmanship in our lives. In this sports fest, we have included 9 events, which are tug of war, basketball, badminton, carom, table tennis, arm wrestling, chess, BGMI, and skipping. The response of the students for the participation was overwhelming, more than 1600 students register themselves in various events. An event like this cannot happen overnight. It requires a lot of planning, and we are fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated, result-oriented, and dedicated colleagues and students who know their job. I sincerely thank all my colleagues, students, for helping in organizing this event. I would like to thank our faculty coordinators who have worked so hard as a team for all their efforts in coordinating various activities. I thank all the students who have enrolled themselves in various events according to their talent, and I wish all the best to all the excited participants. Last but not least, a very big thank to our student coordinator, Swapnil, Subham, and Jay Gupta, and other event coordinators, Yuvraj, Manan, Anjali, Jatin, Soumya, Madhav, Kriti, Arshit, Komal, Aman, Nirmit, Ridhima, and Ayush. Without your dedication and hard work, it wouldn't have been possible. I appreciate all your good work and efforts. I request you all to give a big round of applause to all the student coordinator and participants. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. We have among us our second chief guest, Shri Shehzad Alam, SDM Rohini. Welcome, sir. Now I request Professor S.S. Deswal, Dean Academics, to present samplings to Shri Shehzad Alam, SDM Rohini. Thank you, sir. Now I request Shri Vivek Garg ji, Co-Treasurer, to present shawl to Shri Shehzad Alam ji. Thank you, sir. I request Shri Mohan Garg ji, Joint General Secretary Mates, to present memento to Shri Shehzad Alam ji. Thank you, sir. Moving on, Professor Neelam, Director Mates, who needs no introduction, is a researcher at heart and curious by nature, as apparent from her wide area of interest that ranges from VLSI design, nanotechnology, to new generation computer architecture. To add to her credentials, Professor Neelam has published 75 papers and 5 books and more in store that shows all of us that learning and development should be a lifelong goal. She is a true symbol of women empowerment, balancing both personal and professional spheres of life equally. So, I would now request ma'am to please grace us with a few motivational words. Please, ma'am.
A very good morning to one and all. Respected Shri Nand Kishore Garsar, Founder and Chief Advisor, 3 times ex-MLA and Chancellor Maharaja Agrasen University, Baddi, our Chairman Shri Vineet Kumar Loya ji, our Executive Chairman Shri S.P. Agarwal ji, retired IAS officer, I welcome all of you. I formally welcome the chief guest of the occasion, Shri Sudhakar ji, the Additional District Magistrate of the Northwest Delhi, also Shri Shehzad Alam ji, SDM Rohini. So as I was just going through the resume, Shri Sudhakar ji, he has been a student of Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, so that is something welcome to hear. And also, if I correlate Shri Shehzad Alam ji, he's an electrical engineer. His basic is electrical engineer from IIT Guwahati. So that is also welcome for us, because we are also primarily a BTech institute. Of course, other courses are also there. But welcome to both of you, a very, very warm welcome. Here I would also just like to mention that Shrimati Cheshta Yadav ji, IAS and DM Northwest Delhi, she was supposed to be here, but it is very thoughtful of her कि वो नहीं आ पाई, तो अपनी जगह पे उन्होंने हमें दो चीफ गेस्ट हमारे लिए भेज दिए, चीफ गेस्ट एंड गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर. सो आई मस्ट रिक्वेस्ट श्री सुधाकर जी एंड श्री शहजाद जी to please convey my special thanks to her for being so thoughtful. I would also like to welcome the members of the sports team, the trustees who are the members of our sports team. That is Shri Mohan Garji, Joint General Secretary, he is here with us. Shri Amarnath Jindal ji, who is the convener of the sports committee. Shri Umesh Kumar Gupta ji, Vice Chairman Mates. Shri Anil Roshan Lal Agarwal ji, Shri Ajay Kumar Gupta ji, Shri Vivek Garg ji, Shri Sudesh Kumar Goyal ji, Shri Ankur Gupta ji. They are all the members of our sports committee, the trustees sports committee. A very warm welcome to Shri Gyanendra Srivastav sir, IAS and Chief Executive of Mate Society, Professor M.L. Goyal, Vice Chairman Academics Mates, Professor Dr. S.K. Garsa, Director General MAMES, Professor Dr. Ravi Gupta, Director MAMES, Professor Dr. S.S. Deswal, who has been a support and a pillar of support behind organizing this event, Professor Dr. Ranjini Dingra Malhotra, Principal Law School, and the Chief Finance Officer, Shri J.R.M. Tripathi, Advisor, Professor G.P. Kovil sir, who is also here with us. I also welcome all the heads of departments of both MATE and MAMES, and of course, last but not the least, because of whom we all stand, my dear students. I acknowledge the tremendous efforts of the sports committee under the guidance of Mr. Anil Dahiya and Mr. Jitendra Latter. I also appreciate the efforts of Ms. Surabhi Upadhyay and Ms. Poonam Juneja for the comparing, and the student coordinators. Student coordinators बहुत ही enthusiastically वो लोग मेरे पास आए, डॉक्टर देसवाल के पास आए कि नहीं हमें sports event करना है. The second rounds are going on today since early morning, since 8 o'clock. So here I would just like to add that the impact of sports on the students' health is tremendous. Sports and physical activities can bring all around development in the students and in the following qualities of the student: the confidence, the teamwork, the leadership qualities, social skills, discipline, fighting stress, improved energy levels and managing emotion. तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, स्पोर्ट्स खेल करके हम ये सारी चीज़ों को अपने अंदर इनकलकेट कर लेते हैं. But they should be played with the true spirit. Always make a total effort even when the odds are against you. पूरी मेहनत से पूरा अपना जितना भी आपके अंदर एफर्ट है उसको लगा के खेलिए. और कौन जीता कौन हारा इसके ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा हम लोग को नहीं सोचना है. अपने फिजिक पे सोचना है, अपने कॉन्फिडेंस पे सोचना है. एंड ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. So thank you all, very best.
Thank you so much, ma'am, to address us all with your kind words. Now I would like to request Professor S.K. Garg, Director General Mains, to kindly address us all with your pearls of wisdom.
Good afternoon. I believe I am talking to sports persons. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's better. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Sudhakar ji. Guest of honor, Mr. Shehzad Alam. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. Dignitaries in absentia. My colleagues and dear students. We are organizing this sports event after a gap of more than 2 years. I'm saying more than 2 years because for 1920 it was organized in end of 19, and now it is April coming to an end. 2 years have been taken away by the pandemic, when we could not meet physically, neither in the classrooms nor in the sports field, nor on the dais for performing. So the administration and the management agreed to organizing this sports event. Dr. Neelam has already enumerated lots of benefits of sports. I'll just mention 3. The first advantage of participating in sports is physical fitness. Whatever sports you participate in, you are going to remain physically fit. All your muscles will be toned up. Second is team spirit. When you participate in sports, obviously you will be in one team and there will be a team opposite you, unless and until it happens to be an individual event. And that sports, that team spirit becomes a habit, and that is what is needed everywhere in today's world. Whether it is in research, you need a team. An individual cannot carry out good standard research. You need a good team of researchers to work on, to produce quality. Or it is management. The management, as a manager, you have to lead a team. So second advantage of participating in sports is learning the team spirit. And the third advantage is your ability to concentrate. Because when you are participating in sports, say basketball, so your concentration is focused on the basket. You have to throw the ball in the basket. If you are involved in shooting, then you have the goal before you, where you have to shoot. So your ability to concentrate also develops through sports. And it's through concentration that you can excel in academics as well. So sports and academics are an integral part of teaching learning process. Every student must participate. Whether you lose or win is a different matter altogether. What matters is that you participated, you played, and you played well. With these words, I compliment you in participating in this sports event in such large numbers, 1600 I am told. And I am sure in the times to come, your participation as a regular sports person will increase further, and the advantage of participation in sports, you will take best possible advantage of it. Thank you very much. All the best for today's event.
Thank you so much, sir, for such motivational words. Now I would like to request Professor S.P. Agarwal, Executive Chairman, to address us all with your kind words. Shri S.P. Agarwal, sir. Students are required to be seated.
Shri Nankishore Garg, Founder Chairman, Chief Advisor and Chancellor, Maharaja Agrawal University, Shri Vineet Goyal, Shri Amarnath Jindal, Shri Mohan Garg, and the chief guest in today's program, Shri Sudhakar and Shri Shamshad Alam. Director Mate, Dr. Neelam Sharma, Dean, Academics, Shri Dr. Deswal, Dr. S.K. Garg, Dr. Ravi Gupta, and friends. Today is a joyous occasion. It is Sports Day and not an academic program in which you have to look very serious. I'm sure you would be having a nice time. One thing I would tell you, that sports are not for professionals like you. Sports are a means to be even better in whatever you are doing in your studies and everything else. Mr. Shamshad Alam, who is one of our chief guests today, when he was an engineering student in Himachal, he has very pleasant experiences to share for that. And that, I suppose, would be more relevant rather than my speaking on something which may not very interest you. I would only say that there are structured sports and unstructured sports. Unstructured sports are sometimes more important. I mean, what you do when you are sitting at home with your children, when you are alone with your wife, sometimes on computers or other things you might be playing games which are not for a tournament. I mean, there is no record of them, but that is a way to learn certain things very important. Before coming here, I was discussing with a friend, Alok Sharma, who is a consultant for our various programs here in MAIMS. And he told me about the technique of looking at capital market. I found it so interesting that for half an hour we discussed the various nuances and it almost became a game. So sometimes through games you learn lots of things as well. Without wasting any further time, I wish you a very gala time in today's sports day, and I'm sure you would not only compete but make the best of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspirational words. As we all know, we are here for Annual Sports Fest 2022. We are highly honored and feel privileged to have Chief Guest Shri Sudhakar, ADM Northwest Delhi, and Guest of Honor Shri Shehzad Alam, SDM Rohini, with us today on this very special occasion. I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our chief guests for the day. Our guests have distinct vision. I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our chief guest and guest of honor for today. Our guests have distinct vision and a fountain head of illuminating ideas. They are idol of knowledge and experience and inspirational to all of us. We welcome Shri Shehzad Alam, SDM Rohini, to please address us all and fulfill our knowledge with your precious thoughts. Please welcome him with a big round of applause, everyone.
A very good morning to all of you. So maybe this college administration may not be knowing, but essentially I have started my career from this place. The reason is why, because when I passed my class 10th, so after passing my class 10th, I have decided to go for engineering, and I have given for Bansal classes test, and my center was this college, and I have given my exam at this place. So I have a kind of a connection with this place that essentially, like when yesterday I got to know that I have to visit this place, I was really mesmerized that there was a time when I came to this place to start my career, and now I am coming here as a guest of honor. Regarding, I am very happy that the college administration is going to start this sports festival, especially after 2 years of COVID time, when we have essentially nothing to do, just to sit at home. We got really exhausted by wearing mask and living at home. So that was really a tough time. Now with this sports and all, we will be very it is very energetic. So because I want to say that I was mostly into the studies in my class, in my 11th, 12th, when I was preparing for IIT JEE. But when I joined IIT JEE, there was a system in IIT was that you have to pick one sports. So I chose, and at that time I had no knowledge of any sports. I have not played any sports much, because in our schools, like even during the sports classes, the maths teacher will take that period. So वो most of the time वही होता है कि आपका sports का भी schedule होगा, उसमें आपके maths के teacher जो है उसका भी वही वो time वो आपका ले लेंगे, and बच्चों भी जो पढ़ने में है वो like we are mostly into the studies. तो sports पे like, but when I joined IIT, I chose swimming. So whenever I was exhausted of my study or my schedule or my whatever the work I was doing, I used to do swimming, and it was so relaxing and so refreshing. So I want to tell all the students here sitting here that yes, you are here to study and to make career. That is very important. if some of you who wants to be a sportsman, that is well and good, and you should approach in that direction. But even if you are into a study and want to build career through engineering and all that, but pick one sports. Picking one sports is very important. Pick one sports that is easily accessible, that you can easily access at some place. For example, you can pick badminton, or you can pick table tennis, because these are the two sports you can access at any place wherever you have been living. Because in our country or wherever we live, access to sports is a very challenging thing. Like you cannot, in Delhi you cannot play cricket because आपको cricket के लिए किसी ground का मिलना, फिर ground में जाना, that is slightly difficult. Same goes with swimming. When I was doing swimming, means in college I used to do, but अब नहीं कर सकते because that is some accessibility issue. Or even I can do, means it is not always accessible to me. So that's why I suggest all of you, even after that choose one sports that you should do. You should pick one sports that you should play, not daily, but at least at least 5 to 6 days, even in a month. That I will say that if you can afford, but you should pick one sports that is very important, because playing a sports will refreshen you, will energize you, and will make you it will boost your morale, your energy, and your everything. So that's why I want to suggest that this sports activity is a very good initiative, where you can learn, where you can know that which sports enthusiasts you. Pick one, and the sports activity should not be just limited to this period whenever you are doing this sports at this place or during this event. But the sports should be part and parcel of your life, and you should pick one sports which you should do on a regular basis. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for such encouraging thoughts. I hope our students must have been enlightened with your inspirational words. Now next, I would like to invite Shri Sudhakar, ADM Northwest Delhi, and it's a matter of pride to have you here, sir, today. I kindly ask you to please grace us all with your kind words. Please, sir. Again, please, a big round of applause for Shri Sudhakar.
थैंक यू. मैं हिंदी में ही बोलूँगा कि मैं बहुत थोड़ा फ्लुएंट हूँ हिंदी में. तो मैं पहले तो कॉलेज प्रशासन का धन्यवाद करूँगा कि उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया. और मैं आज जब रिकॉल करता हूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि हम उस एज के पड़ाव में आ गए हैं जब हम सलाह दे पाएंगे. क्योंकि हमारे टाइम में तो यही लोगों ने कहा था कि पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे कूदोगे होगे खराब. पर विद पैसेज ऑफ टाइम आई कैन से कि अगर आप थोड़ा बहुत भी कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स खेलते हैं तो आप एक कॉम्पिटिटिव एज जो मेंटेन करते हैं, टीम वर्क, कोऑर्डिनेशन, और हर आदमी में लगभग उतनी ही एनर्जी होती है. तो जो आप अपनी एनर्जी को चैनलाइज कर पाएंगे तो वो आपको कई बुरी आदतों से भी बचा लेता है. जैसे आपका जो एनर्जी है लेवल है वो मेंटेन रहेगा और आगे भी आपको लाइफ में बहुत हेल्प करेगा. तो स्पोर्ट्स खेलना बहुत ज़रूरी है, भले ही प्रोफेशनल लेवल पे खेले, चाहे कॉलेज में खेले, दोस्तों के साथ आपका टीम वर्क बॉन्डिंग बहुत स्ट्रांग रहती है. और पढ़ाई के साथ साथ ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है एक लाइफ का. और जैसा शहजाद ने कहा कि विद पैसेज ऑफ टाइम उन्होंने भी जो स्पोर्ट्स खेले वहाँ पे IIT गुवाहाटी में, और एक एज ए कैरियर और एज ए पर्सन जो फिज़िकल फिटनेस आपकी मेंटेन रहती है वो आपको लाइफ के हर मोड़ पे आपकी सहायता करती है, आपकी मदद करती है. तो बेस्ट ऑफ लक, आप खेलिए. और हार और जीत से मुद्दा नहीं है, मुद्दा ये है कि आप कोई ना कोई खेले और उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करें. एंड विद पैसेज ऑफ टाइम योर हेल्थ एंड प्रॉस्पेरिटी आपकी जो हेल्थ से अटैच्ड है. क्योंकि जिस दिन अगर आपको एक छोटी सी भी तकलीफ होगी आपको लगेगा मेरे पास जो सारे साधन हैं वो बेकार हैं. तो हेल्थ पे ध्यान दीजिए, पढ़ाई भी उसके साथ ज़रूरी है, पर दोनों को मेंटेन रखिए. और बेस्ट ऑफ लक एंड थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, sir, for such encouraging words. Now to summarize today's events, we would like to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to thank chief guests and guests of honor who have taken out their valuable time from their busy schedule to be here today with us all. We also thank all the dignitaries, faculties, staff, and last but not the least, all dear students. And this event is incomplete without acknowledging the efforts and teamwork of Udan Society of Sports, which is presently headed by Swapnil. Please give a big round of applause for Udan Society of Sports. Now I request our NCC cadets to kindly come forward for National Anthem, and all of us have to stand up for the same. You all need to proceed towards fountain for release of balloon ceremony.
Yes, इधर भाई साहब इधर से खेलते वो भी बड़ा एक करेंगे खेल लो 5,000 राजा सुने যেমন ভালো आप पीछे थोड़ा सा लो जी लो सर आएंगे लो जी लो साहब वाह जी वाह वाह अंगद जी कहाँ गए पानी दो पानी अंगद जी पानी दो पानी पकड़ाओ फ्रूट का लगवाने का पेड़ फ्रूट का जिससे छाया भी दी और फल भी मिले बिल्कुल सही है हाँ उधर फायदा हम आगे हमारे कुछ फायदा होगा ये अपने दोनों मैनेजमेंट के बच्चे हैं युवा के सार्थक बताओ एक बार
मेंस और मेट्स के सारे युवा एकत्रित हुए। आज इतनी गर्मी हो रही है तो हम आज एक ड्राइव निकाल रहे हैं वाटर फॉर बर्ड्स, जिसमें हम ये पॉट्स हैं ये सारे प्लांट करेंगे थ्रू आउट द कैंपस कि जिसमें हम पानी भरेंगे चिड़ियों के लिए ताकि वो गर्मी से जो डेड हो जाते हैं बहुत सारे बर्ड्स उन्हें हेल्प हो सके वो डेड ना हो
पक्षियों के लिए सबके लिए
जी
बहुत अच्छा। तो सर से एक
सर आप
बात करवा दो सर एक एक लेते जाइए बेटे आगे चलते रहिए थैंक यू एक फोटो खिंचवाते रहिए चलते रहिए सर देते रहेंगे आपको
आगे देखा
बस हो गया ट्रेनिंग है बस जाना पड़ेगा 2 बजे जाना सर से मिल लीजिए
हाँ बस ये जा रहे हैं चलो फोटो करवाते हैं आइए सुनिए ग्रुप के साथ में
एक शॉट ओपनिंग बॉल कहाँ भाई
दो हाथ लेके आइए सर। हाँ सर सर एक मिनट सर आइए प्लीज थैंक यू सर। सर एक फोटो हो जाएगा। आइए सर आइए ऑर्गेनिक टीम आ जाए हमारी ऑर्गेनिक टीम आ जाए साथ में राकेश गाड़ी मेरे पास आइए साथ में आ जाइए ग्रुप फोटो खिलाएंगे चिंचाली ग्रुप फोटो चिंचाली
सर वेट कर रहे हैं
हो गया आगे आ जाइए आगे आ जाइए इधर आ जाइए जल्दी से आगे आ जाइए
बस प्लीज दो आप। आइए सर।